everybody need to relax, dude. Relax. We were literally a game away from the Super Bowl. Our fan base sometimes is a tad bit ridiculous. You think the Cowboy fans would love to be in the situation we're in? Oh, let me answer that for you. Yeah, they hadn't won one playoff game. As much crap as we give Shanahan and Lynch about the regime, as far as the roster and everything, somehow every time they make it to the playoffs, at the very least, they make it to the NFC Championship. And again, I know Jay gave that stupid speech a long time ago. We're not about hanging NFC Championship banners, but hell, it's better than being freaking Dallas and not having won a playoff game that mattered in like the last 20 years. Oh, let's ask the Steelers fans. Have they been doing the last 10 years?
But
No.
why did the Dallas Cowboys lose their playoff game this last year?
A terrible coach. Terrible
Also, a guy
coaching.
named Deebo Samuel was on the field.
That's true. I
Yeah.
I love Debo, but at a certain point you have to step back from the situation. I want him to get his money too. But
Yeah.
dude, it's a way of going about it. And I'm not team first guy. I'm all about everybody getting what they deserve.
Right.
But throwing temper tantrums, tweeting cryptic stuff, and then saying, nah, throwing a brick in how you hand. Dude, if it's a problem, say it's a problem. If you wanted to be traded, you should have took the AJ Brown route. Don't say nothing.
He's simultaneously selling Deebo Samuel his back shirts while telling Jeremy Fowler, I still want to trade. How do you do that? How do you profit off of it?
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying.
And he's selling wide back shirts while telling the Niners he doesn't want to play wide back anymore. That's crazy, man.
And that's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. I feel for John.
That's ridiculous.
And Kyle is like, bro, like, we want to pay you. I mean, yeah, like you and Larry talked about before, the contract might not stand up to, actual autopsy, but hell, at least the first 3 years you're getting all your money.
Yeah,
and
the headline will look good. You're the highest paid, whatever you want to be.
Exactly. And do we honestly think, I hate to say this, do we honestly think he's going to be the same player in the next 3 years? Yes or no?
That's a good question. And honestly, I think we should have had this conversation with Kittle 2 years ago, because the answer for Kittle has been a resounding no since he signed his contract. He's still good, but he's not what he was. And he's on the down. And is that going to happen to Deebo too? I don't know. Like, I think there's some questions, right? Like, is he going to keep his weight down? Is he always going to work as hard in the offseason? How is he going to respond to getting a lot of money? Well, how is he responding this offseason? What are the tea leaves telling you now? I mean, it's fair to be like, I don't know if you're ever going to get 2021 Debo. 2021 Debo may never, ever appear ever again. I don't know.
Dude, that was an anomaly. And I mean, and you look at it and you say, all right, cool, he put those numbers up with Jimmy. So surely he can do that with Trey. And it's like, maybe.
Is he going to come into camp 250? Like last year, he was lean, mean, 215, looking great. What if he comes into camp at 230? He has trouble keeping his weight down. Did you see him at the South Carolina spring game? I mean, he looked thick. Sorry.
Yes, and then you're talking about giving this guy 60 plus million, and it's like, all right, cool, we give him the money. Now what?
I'm just saying, look, they had a big decision. They could have taken the Jets' offer. They felt insulted by it. They would have had to give the second round pick back. They would have got the 10th pick. They would have had their pick of any wide receiver in the draft except for Drake London, who shouldn't have gone number 8.
No,
and they could have just moved on, but they didn't.
But we're playing the known commodity versus the unknown commodity. You go back and look at all those mega trades more often than not. Oh, the team that got the draft picks.
But you know what is known? That Debo doesn't want to play for the 49ers anymore. And Kyle thinks he's going to change his mind because they have such a great relationship. Dude, you might be tripping.
Dude, part of it. But here's the thing, though. I don't really believe it. Because if he really didn't want to be there, he would have went nuclear instead of just throw a brick out your hand. He said something crazy, and then he's like, well, nobody really knows the real story. Okay, well, what's the story?
Well, yesterday he had Odell Beckham Jr. saying that the Patriots are going to trade for Debo. Debo's like, oh, there goes Odell again, saying crazy stuff. But really, I mean, he's got a loose cannon. What's Odell going to tweet today? He could tweet something any minute. I'm curious. I don't think Debo's done it all. I think he's got more. I think he's got more plays up his sleeve.
You mean the same guy who played on the team that put him out the playoffs and kept him from the Super Bowl? Yeah. Okay. I ain't buying it, dude. That dude has, what's the word I'm looking for, not to be offensive? He got tendencies.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
What? Not them type of tendencies, but like he just stirs up stuff, dude.
Oh, okay. I
Like
see.
it's like,
He's
dude, like
dramatic.
this. Yeah, it's ain't got
He's
nothing to do
dramatic.
with you. And
Yeah.
that's another prime example of you paid a guy, he got hurt, and he hadn't been the same since. And I reiterate again, I'm all for people getting their money, but it's a way you go about it. You know who you're dealing with. You know what you're dealing with when it comes to them. You know, hey,
That's why he wants to leave. He knows Parag ain't changing. He knows exactly what Parag is. It's not going to happen. I want to go. And the
we
thing
gonna
is, like Kyle talks about, he has a great relationship with Debo. Nah, Odell Beckham Jr. has a great relationship with Debo. That's Debo's best friend right now. That's who
yeah.
when
If
he
I
sees
was
your call, Kyle, he goes ignore. But when Odell Beckham calls, it's like FaceTime, man. Let's talk. I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
follow the dude who had a terrible middle of the career and got paid and got shipped to the Browns
Uh
because
huh.
I don't want to be with the Giants, and then disappeared and had to get his dad to get him off the team. And just so happened the Browns are so stupid they cut him, and
Maybe
LA went and
Debo's dad
signed him.
needs to step in.
Yeah, he need to tell him to shut the hell up, chill out. That's what he need to tell him. Like,
Hey man, talk to Odell. It's all OBJ at this point. Debo
or
ain't doing nothing.
Matt,
It's like crypto.
Matt a mad respect for Trey for at least stepping in and saying, "Bruh, chill." Like everybody needs to chill. If you if you want to get what you want, you get it a whole lot easier if you're working with the side that you're trying to negotiate with versus, all right, I ain't like what happened at dinner. I'm mad. So I'm gonna start tweeting stuff and taking stuff down. But then I'm gonna tweet it and kind of stand behind it and be like, nah, Grant tripping. He lying.
Grant's missing. Grant's tripping.
You called it, bro.
I'm the
You
bad
told
guy,
him.
man. It's all
No,
me.
no,
Yeah,
you're not the bad guy in the situation. You told him, look, they did this with Fred. They did this with
yeah,
Kittle. They
yeah.
did it with DeForest Buckner.
And they have
Like,
leverage
bro,
against you, man. This running back thing, you may think it's in your favor. It's not. It's
yeah,
not. And I don't think he understood that. I honestly think he didn't get it.
bro, it's not even that. It's the fact that okay, sit out. You gonna miss 50,000 every single camp and game that you sit out, and then you put yourself in a situation where you wind up being stuck as a restricted free agent next year.
Here's the thing. I really feel like this is the issue with Debo. Okay. Debo was on pace for like 1,800, 2,000 receiving yards. He was going crazy, and the Niners were losing. They said, they asked him to play running back. There's a lot of reasons they needed him. All of a sudden, his targets got cut in half. And instead of getting 18, 19, 12,000, 2,000 receiving yards, he got 1,400. That cost him money. And from his perspective, why'd you do that to me? Did you do it out of the bet because it was best for the team, or did you do it to save some money? Did you see where this was going? I'm telling you, I bet you during the season, he was
No,
like,
that was to save some
whoa,
jobs. That's what that
whoa,
was.
you cut my targets in half? Oh, so you're saving yourself some money. You're not prepared to spend for a wide receiver who's got 1,900 receiving yards. Like, he might feel that way. He could be wrong, but who's to say? I mean, he might be right because that's exactly how the Niners do business. Like, oh, we didn't really factor in Debo at that price in the future, so maybe we can sort of fix this. Kyle, can you stop throwing it to him 11 times a game because we can't afford that? Can you give him
Uh,
touches from the backfield too? I don't know. Maybe that's what he's
uh
thinking. And
well, I
if he's
mean,
thinking that, then he's thinking, man, you guys betrayed me. That's
well,
why. That's what
you you said it. You said it best. They were 3-5 when they were throwing it to him, and after that, when he started running, they will run into the playoffs. So if both parties can cordially sit down and put their feelings to the side, because I'm sick of hearing Debo felt offended. So I feel offended about stuff at my job too. But at the end of the day, as mad as I am, look, we can sit down, we can be men, and we can come to an agreement. And again, I know sports is a different animal. This is something that takes years off your life. But yeah, go run and get paid. Go pay for the Jaguars and make 80 million guaranteed. And then have that ESPN 30 for 30 about, man, you know what? That money wasn't worth it. I went to Jacksonville.
before I let you go, real quick, Ben Simmons, the NBA. All right, what happened with Ben Simmons? He didn't want to play at Philly anymore, right? He just stopped playing for him. It's like, I'm done. I'm done with you guys. And then he eventually got his wish and got traded. Like, that stuff is going to start happening in the NFL. I know,
He
like,
had
not an NFL type of thing, and teams like don't want to let that. It's going to start happening.
But
Sorry.
here's the thing: he had a track record of that, dude. He quit on LSU. He quit on the Australian national team. He's always been a
I'm
loose
just
one.
saying, football players are going to start taking pages out of NBA players' books of
Oh,
how to control my
absolutely.
destiny, how to control my
Absolutely.
destiny. And a guy like Fred Warner can't. But once you start getting into that like 60 million guaranteed range, all of a sudden, that player feels like, oh man, I'm a star. I don't have to take less. I don't have to bend the knee. I don't have to worship you. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
on my terms now, baby.
Yep.
And I
And
think,
that's why
yeah.
and that's why AJ Brown ass got shipped right on out. So Debo, go take
Team
that
that's happy
60.
to pay him to a player friendly team. I don't know what Tennessee's doing over there. That's old school.
You mean to
They replaced him with Treylon Burks. Good luck with that, dog.
you mean to a quarterback who doesn't throw? So as I stated before, tell Debo, look, take that 60 guarantee, be happy, go put that jersey back on. Because if you get traded to some hellhole team, which is probably what's gonna happen, you'll win 4 games a year and be like, man, I got
Does
all
he
this
care?
money.
Does he care?
I think he does.
We'll see.